What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a quick information video regarding this week's limited bounties, event quests and miscellaneous news for Monster Hunter Wilds. This is for the week starting the 8th of October 2025. So let's jump into this. First of all, in regards to miscellaneous news, there isn't too much going on at the moment. We do have the French and US championships coming up if you're interested in the sort of esports kind of scene for Monster Hunter, which feels weird to say. We also have the Halloween event coming up soon, which I believe is on the 22nd of October. This will of course include daily limited bounties, all returning event quests and more. I believe we will also be getting the new Arch-Tempered New Udra quest when this arrives. So there is more to come for Monster Hunter Wilds, but let's move on to talk about this week's limited bounties. As always, the limited bounties can be found by talking to the support desk Palico, and this week we have the following. First of all, we have to complete 5 quests rank 1 star or higher, and for doing so, you get some Armor Sphere Plus. Next up is to complete 3 quests in the ruins of Wyveria. This can be at any rank, and for doing so you'll get a silver Meldon ticket and some advanced armor spheres. Next up is to hunt 5 large high rank Temnosarian monsters, and for doing so you'll get a silver relic ticket and hard armor spheres. Next up is to hunt 3 high rank Archvelds, and for doing so you'll get some Orichalcite, heavy armor sphere and a pick-a-mill voucher. And then finally is to hunt 5 tempered monsters ranked 9 star or higher, and for doing so you'll get 3 silver Meldon tickets. We of course also have the arena limited bounties, fishing limited bounties and endemic life limited bounties that you can take part in for the next 2 weeks if you want to earn yourself some extra points, ancient Wyverian coins and some armor spheres. But anyway, let's move on to the event quests we have this week. As always, I am not talking about the permanent event quests unless there is a new one that has been added to the permanent event quest list. The permanent event quests, just offhand, include all the Arch-Tempered monsters as well as farming quests that allow you to get more armor spheres or specialized ore. But as for returning event quests, we have the following. First of all, and new, is Frenzy or Be Frenzied Upon, an 8-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 41 or above, and has players taking on a frenzied Nerscylla and frenzied Gypceros in the Wounded Hollow, which is the arena map. Fighting these 2 monsters on can be quite difficult unless you're in a group or you separate them via the wall. However, for completing this quest you're rewarded with skull tickets. These can be taken to the blacksmith to craft the Skull Mask Alpha armor set, which includes maxed out earplugs as well as Intimidator and a tier 2 decoration slot. Not the best in terms of how useful it is, but nonetheless, it could be good for layered armors, especially a skeletal layered armor. This is actually a returning armor design from previous Monster Hunter games, for anyone who's wondering. Anyway, next up we have the White Wonder, which was a new event quest added last week. This is a 9-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 100 or above, and has players taking on a tempered Blangonga in the Ice Shard Cliffs. With Title Update 3, we got a few new 9-star monsters, and this was one of them. So it's a way to test your luck against the Ice Monkey. But why would you want to complete this quest? Well, you're rewarded upon completion with quite a few glowing stones that can be appraised into the new random talismans that we can get. So it's a talisman farming quest that could be considered easier than some of the other ones out there, considering that Blangonga isn't the hardest of 9-star monsters. Anyway, next up we have Eldritch Enigma, a 6-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 31 or above, and has players taking on a tempered Zulu in the Wounded Hollow. Nothing super special about the monster, but for completing this quest, you're rewarded with quite a few bonus hunter rank points. So this is a quest to take on if you want to increase your hunter rank quite quickly. Next up is Where You Least Expect, a 5-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 21 or above, and has players taking on a Zulu in the ruins of Wyveria. Nothing super special about this monster either, but it's a way to farm ingredients for your barbecue grill. So it's a cooking ingredient farming quest. Finally, we have Anguished and Atrocity, a 5-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 21 or above, and has players taking on a Guardian Dushagama in the ruins of Wyveria. Again, nothing super special about the monster, it's a plain Dushagama, well, Guardian Dushagama, but for completing this quest you're rewarded with quite a few bonus hunter rank points as well. So it's another hunter rank farming quest. So those are all the event quests we have this week. However, before we go, I want to talk about the challenge quests, which are the arena quests. These are normally not permanent quests. They work like event quests basically, but they're for the arena. We have a new one this week, which is a Boundless Blade, a 6-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 31 or above and has players taking on a Seregios in the Wounded Hollow. Now, as this is an arena quest, you'll have to use fixed loadouts, but for getting a decent enough time, you'll be rewarded with various pendants that are distributed at a later date. We had similar quests to this, like Dushagama of the Hollow, as well as the Mizune Arena Challenge quest, so it's kind of the same deal. There are also the free event quests, Event Mark of a True King, Unpierceable and Unstoppable, and the event Ignition to the Top challenge event quests that are still available for those of you who are interested in trying your luck or practicing for the US and France championships. Apart from that though, they don't offer any other tangible rewards. But that's about it for this week. Before I go, I want to apologise that my Omega Planetes guide isn't out yet. It's taken us slightly longer to edit than anticipated, not necessarily because of the monster itself, but because of my own editing capabilities, shall we say. Personal issues, health issues, it's kind of gotten in the way of me getting it out in time for last weekend, so I'm hoping it will be out in time for this weekend. So please check it out, and you want to learn a little bit more about Omega Planetes. But what are your thoughts on this week? Leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you a quick information video regarding this week's limited bounties, event quests, and miscellaneous news for Monster Hunter Wilds. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.